That the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to.
This is the Dollemore Daily. My name is Garrison Hayes. I want you to look at this clip from Karoline Leavitt, where she says something that I think it's almost no use to be offended anymore. She said something that was objectively offensive and objectively false. And folks are reacting to it, but I want you to watch it for yourself and for you to have a reaction and kind of let me know what you think about this. But you need to bear in mind that this comes after weeks of conservatives, MAGA, Republicans saying that the name calling must stop. That the name calling and the browbeating and saying that they're Nazis or fascists or any of that stuff, like that kind of thing, that is directly connected to political violence. That if you call people names, if you say things about them, then you are necessarily inviting political violence into the conversation. And I want you to take that, to bear that in mind as you watch this clip of Karoline Leavitt talk about a political candidate here in America. Watch this.
That the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world.
I am genuinely confused. Who's wrong here? Like, seriously, is Fox News wrong for saying that this is right now Karoline Leavitt on New York City's Mamdani? Are they wrong for the Chiron here on screen? Is that just the wrong thing, that they just kind of mislabel it? Or here's the other option. Is she inferring that the candidate for mayor in New York City, Zohran Mamdani, is a Hamas terrorist? These are your two options. Is this a clip taken out of context and Fox News was dead wrong for saying that she was talking about Mamdani? Or is she, in the context of commenting on Zohran Mamdani, calling him a Hamas terrorist, an illegal alien, or violent criminal? Maybe all three. Not for me to say. Again, I think it's important that we put this in the context of the last few weeks where people have lost their jobs for not being sufficiently sad about Charlie Kirk. People that we have been browbeaten for weeks over rhetoric and name calling. And this is what the press secretary had to say. Now, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries actually had something to say about what she had to say. Watch this clip.
It's a matter of deep concern. Like, we've already seen a rise in political violence and hatred in America. And then you've got swastikas apparently appearing in the offices of Republican members of Congress. You've got young Republicans engaging in the most anti-Semitic and racist speech possible. Like, this is apparently who many of these people are. They are ripping the sheets off in plain view of the American people. Their words, their actions, revealing themselves in so many different ways. And then you got Karoline Leavitt, who's sick. She's out of control. And I'm not sure whether she's just demented, ignorant, a stone cold liar, or all of the above. But the notion that an official White House spokesperson would say that the Democratic Party consists of terrorists, violent criminals, and undocumented immigrants, this makes no sense. That this is what the American people are getting from the Trump administration in the middle of a shutdown.
Did he lie? Is he wrong? That in the middle of a shutdown, a government shutdown, Karoline Leavitt is name calling the other side. Now, my good friend Joshua Doss has made this point, and I think it's brilliant. It's a point that I've held on to for a while. He talks about how politics is truly a game of attention, and really, kind of alongside that, a game of distraction. So while they are making cuts to healthcare, they're like, look over here, this immigrant is the problem. Look over here, let's be racist. Look over there, Hamas terrorist. Let's call the future mayor, potentially future mayor of New York City, a Hamas terrorist. Right? Like there's this thing. What are you watching? What are you paying attention to? And I think this is really one of those moments. Hakeem Jeffries does a good job here of calling out the fact that you have these people truly revealing exactly who they are. But he brings it back to the ultimate point that we are living through a government shutdown where there are real people, real Americans who are experiencing hardship as a result of this. The thing that I'm most interested in is consistency. If people are eligible to lose their jobs for making jokes or maybe explicitly non-joking, disparaging comments about Charlie Kirk, why is it that the White House press secretary is able to say such vile, truly inflammatory, honestly dangerous things about a Muslim man who's running for mayor of New York City, about half the country? I mean, I'm thinking even in this moment about the fact that Hillary Clinton made her kind of basket of deplorables comment, right? She made her whole thing about that. And that, in many ways, was one of the things that plagued her throughout the remainder of her campaign. I don't know if there will be any consequences for the words of Karoline Leavitt. And I'll say this as well. I think that is in part because liberal media often has a really hard time combating the narrative power of conservative media. It's actually why platforms like this are so important. Jesse's doing something really, really important here, where he's creating a platform where the truth can get out, where folks can actually hear about the things that are happening in the world. There can be these kind of critical conversations about those things. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about what Karoline Leavitt said about Democrats, about more than half of the country, and of course, what she's implying about Zohran Mamdani. Go down to the comments, leave a comment there. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you haven't already, like this video. My name is Garrison Hayes. I'm guest hosting for Jesse this week. And of course, I'd love if you came over and subscribed to my channel. There's a link to my channel down below where you can check me out and the stuff that I'm doing over there at Garrison Hayes. You can also find a link in my bio to find me on Instagram and TikTok, where I make short form videos specific for those platforms. So go check those things out as well. You can find Jesse on Twitter and Blue Sky and on TikTok and on Instagram as well, at Dollemore. Brittany Page, go follow her on all the platforms as well. We love Brittany Page around here. Okay, I think that's it for me for this one. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.